Determining the effects of macroeconomic fluctuations on forward yield curves is not a new exercise in the literature. Nonetheless, partial analysis based on specific macroeconomic shocks and difficult explanation for the behavior of traditional Nelson-Seeger factors has not provided yet a clear-cut interpretation of the available empirical evidence. So in this paper, we provide two potential improvements to the literature. First, a simplified macroeconomic framework for analyzing fluctuations and their impact on the yield curve, and second, a set of theoretical forward yield variables, loan yield, spread, and volatility that are substantially more informative than traditional Nelson-Seeger factors. These two ideas have been implemented by identifying the structural aggregate supply and demand shocks using block diagonal sign restriction in domestic and external debt markets for Venezuelan economy. Along the impulse responses of time for the structural shocks, some general relations can be advanced. Loan forward yields adjust their levels according to the behavior of inflation. Therefore, it is probable that, consistent with Fisher's argument, inflation expectations of economic agents are determining adjustment in long-term yields. In this process, forward short-term yields overreact to the change in inflation, leading consequently to an increase in the spread for expansionary supply shocks and to a drop in the spread for expansionary demand shocks. Regarding the volatility of the yield curve, this measure seems to provide a meaningful notion for macroeconomic uncertainty. Besides the fact that volatility tends to increase and the impact of the shocks when agents are probably rearranging their portfolio allocation, positive supply shocks reduce volatility, while expansionary demand shocks do not affect it in the medium term. This is also probably related to the particular feature of the Venezuelan economy, where supply shocks display more long-lasting effects than demand shocks. These results could be in line with some papers that assert that financial volatility is negatively related to output growth. In this case, the caveat would be that financial volatility is negatively linked to persistent output movement that speaks about greater macroeconomic stability. Finally, although debt markets are constituted by different investors, national and foreign bondholders, they react likewise to identify structural shocks. Therefore, independently of the currency in which instruments are issued, there are no huge differences in the responses to changes in macroeconomic conditions. This story is slightly different when a shock is originated in the financial market. Indeed, for negative shocks stemming from the external debt market, the economy tends to decelerate, probably because financial variables in this market incorporate pessimistic perception by foreign investors. Thank you for listening.